Pause.
Like
I was
brother,
fulfilling
actual brother
scripture.
to me.
First
Brother to
Timothy
me.
chapter 5 verse 2. I was fulfilling scripture. See every sister as your younger sister. Every older woman as your mother. No jokes. Every lady in this church knows this thing. I treat you as my sister. Yes. That's the truth. But there's something that she has said her own part of the story. The very first time I contacted her, I never knew who she was. But back then, I used to be the one calling every first timer in this church. It was later when we started dating that I saw the first timer sleep in my house and I saw her name on it.
Wow.
Yes, I never knew who she was, but I used to call everybody who joined this church, particularly 2021.
Yeah.
I was calling everybody by hand, like every single day, every first timer. So I think that was where I got to.
Yeah, you taught me in my first timers class.
Okay, so you can, but I never really remembered any of that till we had that very first conversation. Yes.
So
go ahead.
mine was transactional. I wanted to be in that call every evening because I was writing poetry and I just felt like you understood
and the
these
easy way
things,
to the Bible, you can
the
imagine.
scripture that I wanted to just be doing it. So like that we kept in like a class every evening, 9 p.m. We just talk 30 minutes. Then somehow
Take notes.
Then somehow we noticed we kept talking. Sometimes we'll talk to 12. One time we talked till daybreak.
There is one screenshot I have. We talked about 7 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
And you were still
It was
mentoring
honestly
brothers.
speaking, it was
No,
still
this
like
one we had
that.
already started dating. Bro.
Okay, the 7 hours is when you started
Yeah,
dating.
we had already started dating then.
But
Yeah,
Can you to carry him?
Yes.
well, this whole thing started sometime in April, so it kept on going. Let me just fast forward to somewhere around September.
Okay.
To me, I was still seeing. In fact, then we were talking. I was even seeing someone else, and I was even bringing topics to him. He would be telling me what to say, what to do
Yes.
in the relationship.
I used to be her relationship therapist.
We were cool like
sorry,
that.
you were in a relationship.
Yeah.
And your husband was your therapist.
Yes. Somehow, not like therapist like that, but I know something will happen. It was at the verge of breaking. So I'll go to him and he would just,
When I
coach
tell her
me.
when I tell her something, she would go and try it. When it works exactly, she'd be like, "How do you know these things?" And
Not by power, not by might.
So although that relationship ended within that talking, that I don't talking that now that's what's called talking stage. So we're doing all those talking, midnight talk and all. I just noticed I was always there. Then sometime in September, from nowhere,
October
24th. Okay,
24th.
October.
Oh, wow.
2021.
Okay,
Don't
like
worry,
all
I'm that
this
kind of
time
person. That
he
day.
was not here. He was, I think, in
Ebonyi
State doing his.
In one
I'd
village,
not-
actually.
I'd not seen him. We just
State
always talking. It was distant. And then in October, he asked me out. I'm like, to be honest, my first reaction was I was pissed off. I'm like, I thought you were my elder brother. What's happening here?
Disciple two.
What's this? Where's
Strategy. Disciple
was
two.
not it.
Take one.
Take one.
It's not my. I was not thinking that direction. It's not my speed. I feel like he was too tall for me. He
Yes,
was just-
she always had a problem with me being too tall. I will not say my own, but let's go.
So I was angry. So I left. I cut off the conversation. I was like, I just want this to be plain. Just teach me the Bible. Which one is you're asking me out? Like I don't understand. So I cut off everything, and then all through October we didn't talk. November, and then I noticed I was missing the conversation.
Oh, child.
So it was in that moment
Pastor Steve
that
taught us in School of Success. It's called value. It's value. The
I just there
principle
was
of
something
value.
I was missing. I didn't know. Like when they say you don't know what you have until you
Lose it.
So I didn't know throughout October. It was just there. The night, that period was like the favorite part of my day when I just go. We just talk about my day. We just talk about your day. I didn't know what was breathing them, but I noticed I was missing throughout October, November, everything. I was now longing to be in the.
Oh, God.
So
Child.
I really wanted to.
I give her an ultimatum.
Okay.
It's
It's
either you
okay, it's
accept
okay.
or I go away.
Wow. Without saying it.
I didn't say it.
But you just.
That's what I told myself. It's
Okay.
either she accepts because. Okay, how I got to know that I liked her because I never wanted to ask her out. She had said I was not her spec. Sincerely, I was not looking at her. I have a plan right from childhood that my wife should be a musician. so that my morning devotion will be like choir rehearsal.
Che, and
Now,
can
I'm on the
that's
night
what I
with
said.
disaster.
It's not a joke. I grew up in a house where everybody is a singer.
Okay.
Yes, my mom, my dad, everybody. So in the house, you could hear neighbors singing to the song that we are singing because we are singing so good. So I had that picture and I wanted to marry a singer. But she was a poet instead. Yes. Amazing poet, by the way, but she did not sing. And that was one of the things that I did not see her until this started brooding, and I got to discover something. In that period of our conversation, I noticed that in my period of service, I told myself before I went for youth service that my wife is not I will not meet my wife in NISC, like in Ebonyi State.
Okay.
So everybody I met there, I knew that this was exactly they were my sisters. There were two people that were actually coming close to me in NYSC.
I know them.
You know them. You don't know them. But one of the things I noticed before I asked her out was, as we started talking, I started distancing myself from those two people.
Okay.
That's how I knew that I liked her.
Oh.
And there's something that I only told her after our marriage, was the fact that when I started talking to her, there were a whole lot of things I saw as a child. They started coming back. Like a lot of visions I had.
Oh.
For me, the wedding is my proposal was not ordinary. Yes. It was spiritual, my brother. No, not jokes. When we started having conversations, I started telling her stuff. That how you have your portrait in the Bible, that you have the call of Abraham, the mantle of this.
Yes.
We saw ours that both of us had the mantle of Joseph. It was very evident when I'm sharing my passions with her. It's easy for her to buy into it and look for how to escalate it. So we had similar passions towards our future. A lot of things that I saw as a child were coming alive when I started talking to her. So I knew that it's this person that will make that vision come to pass. So you cannot, So that was the
Man
strategy.
of your visions.
Yes, exactly. So that was why I asked her out. It's not like.
Okay, so from then when I noticed that I was missing out in the conversation, I was now trying to start it up, but he was still trying to. It was more like he said, ultimately, if you're not accepting my proposal, then we can't be talking like this. But I wanted to be talking, but I don't want to accept because I liked his personality, but I didn't like physically. It wasn't what I had wanted. Like I said, it was tutor. I wanted someone I had someone in mind. Not brief, right?
She wanted me to be brief like summary.
So because of the physical, and then at that point I went to Mama. I don't know if Mama still remembers. And I was expecting Mama to talk, but she just knows this analogy. Mama just told me one proverb. She said, "Do you know yam?" She said, "You know yam." Do you know? I said, "I know yam." She said, "When you go to the market, you buy yam. You know that when you want to eat it, you peel it." I said, "Yes." He said, you peel the back, you throw it away, and then you eat the white inside. I said, yeah, yes. He said, what you want to do, you want to peel the yam, throw the inside one away, and eat the back. And that was the only thing Mama said. She said, I should go and think about it. So I went home and I realized that he was talking about the physical appearance, things that were superficial, things that could actually you could work on and all that. And then, but the inner qualities, honestly speaking, everything, personality, everything, inner qualities, it was just on point. He was the kind of person I've always wanted to be. His mindset, the way he thinks, intelligence and everything. But physically, I was just looking out to another physique. So it was more like God should just carry the It was like I was praying that God will carry these inner qualities and put into the structure that I want. But he carry molded by yourself and take his qualities and put in. So in that moment, I realized that the inner quality was better. So it's the physical. I know it's okay to be physically attracted to someone, but it's something you could actually, if you can grow it, you can work on it, then it's fine. Yes. So I resolved that, okay, if it's going to be, let him ask me again. Then I will say yes. So fast forward, somewhere around December 6th. Yeah, that's an anniversary then. December 6th, he asked again. And in that moment, I was like, I cannot miss it again. So
cannot miss it in life. No.
So that was when I said yes, and then we started dating. That was
December 6th,
2021. and then we started dating up till 2024, and then the proposal came, and then we got married.
So December 6th, he was still serving.
Yes.
Yes, he served till 2022.
Okay.
And then that was a distance. Then when he came back from his service, I was going for my IT, so I traveled again. So the first year he was not around. The second year I was
You were
not
not
around.
around.
So for 2 years we were in a distant relationship. It was on the third day that we even kind of came back, and then we got engaged that year.
Oh, okay. So I want to ask, for a relationship that started long distance, what would you say was a key thing that kept you locked in? I think I'll give that question to you, sir.
Okay. I know every lady wants to hear this one. Communication. Yes. Number one, communication. But being a man, one of the things that kept us is a vision.
Okay.
Yes. We were not dating for sport. Some people get into a relationship without a plan. You don't have plans of, you just like, most see where this thing they go. You go when you tire, you go turn back. That's what happens. But when you have a plan that, okay, this is the person I want to build my life with. If you ask her, throughout that period, our conversation was centered around our life together. Like what we will do, how many children we'll give birth to, everything the thing that we will build as a family. We were talking family from then. So our vision kept us together. So for me, communication, prioritize your vision. Yes, sir.
And on your part?
To me, it was that intentional communication, because we didn't know. I just locked it in 9 p.m. every day, and it was like a sport, like something you don't miss. So that intentional way, we would talk and keep things in, and then that friendship built in long before we even decided to start a relationship.
So those periods, sometimes one of the things, like, I know I'm a cerebral person. I love things that stimulate my brain. I love to read. I love knowledge. And she was somebody I could share my knowledge with. She was somebody I could talk to. I know there are some people that I heard somebody say one time in church here that I make her scared of talking to me because I'm too smart. And I was pained, not because I was too smart, but because the person was
too dull.
The person was feeling like that, was feeling too little of herself. I was pained. That how would you let somebody else's knowledge intimidate you? If you feel challenged, go and learn and build up so that you can confidently stand with anybody. So I told myself that I will see. One of the things that you need to even attract me, or for me to find you attractive, is that I can have a conversation with you and you're not scared of talking to me. Because I cannot, because of you, stop like educating myself. The reason why you like me is because of I know what I know. So if I stop knowing what I know, I become irrelevant to you. So I can't stop. It's not because I want you to feel like you know. No, because the more I know, the better I can act. The better I will be, the better my results. So it's not about you. I need to be better each day. Yes. So that was one of the things that she did for me. She was not scared of talking to me. We could start having a conversation about anything. Ask her back then. I used to do poetry on anything. I was that creative. True. We could start having a conversation now. I was said power. We build on power. Power will be the topic of our conversation. I will talk for power for 1 hour.
Wisdom.
But it's Power Rangers. Is all right. But that was one of the things. She could hold a conversation. She could make me feel like it is okay to be smart, to aim for the best. So you always want to be the best so that you can give her the best.
You know, there's something he just said now. It just reminded me of something. I told us earlier, ladies, they have seen us finish. First, somebody said that taking care of the girl and her family. So they called ladies broke. Now he's saying he cannot be with a lady that is. I like daft to dull. So please, let's pick up things from this. You want to add to what he said?
No, I'm good.
All right. So now I want to ask, on your part, you're the lady. Ladies have needs. We have expectations from a man. You know, earlier today I was in a conversation with somebody, and the person told me that she made a statement of, I cannot suffer now, and then I'll now be suffering when I enter a relationship. And then we started talking about what we started talking about qualities of men in a relationship. So now, aside from him being intelligent, smart, what were the other things that he was doing that made you still wait while he was gone?
Okay. He could listen a lot. This one came right now because he's just always there. Men have this thing of when a lady starts talking, it's as if you're tired, you're disturbing, you zone off. Like, he was that interested in the conversation that we talk about things as though he was there when it happened. Even the next day when we're talking about that topic, he reacts to it like he is in it. He now knows my friends by their names and everything. So, okay, where's Amaka doing that? Like, you will know that he's part of it. He was that, and he's teachable. And then the distance was not so obvious because he was available as if he's there physically. He would be so intentional with everything. He knows the right time to call you. He knows when to do what he has to do.
I plan into my schedule for the day.
Wow.
So
yes.
we know our to-do. He taught me how to do,
yes.
like, write out your to-do.
So you talk to her every day?
Yes.
So he knows what I'm doing at every time.
Yes.
He knows my timetable in school.
When she's
then.
in class, I don't call her.
So
I will leave her a message to call back. So
and you were very busy that period, I
very
remember.
busy, yes.
You barely had time for yourself. But you spoke to her every day.
So every semester he has my semester calendar. He knows when I'm in class.
I know when she's writing exam.
He knows when I'm writing exam. He even do my assignment for me.
I used to do a calculus assignment.
So it was that involved. He didn't make you feel like you're complaining, and he just has that his ear was on ground, and he was very teachable, and he's available when you need him to be. And that's just it. The distance was not the barrier there. He was just there. He was one call away. In fact,
So you didn't feel like he was far away.
Yeah, he didn't feel.
All right. Now, the last question before we bring up our pastor and his wife. From experience now,
Yeah.
what would have been the greatest undoing of a long distance relationship in your marriage?
If God has not intervened. So this is what unbelievers would say, that it is cool to cohabit or know each other that close, because there were some personal traits that you only notice when you start living together.
Okay.
Oh God, because it was distant, we now agree that when we marry, let's just stay together ourselves for a while. Let's just be between us alone for now. Let's have that thing. So I started noticing a lot of personal things that I did not notice because of the distance, like his personal habits, his let me know.
So, don't want to expose him.
So it was like that. I know I'll just come to Mama and then be like, okay, so this is bit by bit. So the undoing would have just been that things that maybe if he was just around, he was in Port Harcourt and I was there, I would have just noticed very easily, like down to those physical things, how you eat, how you talk, how you dress, how you, the things that just come to you physically.
How you walk, how you
interact with people, how clean you are. You didn't notice really cleanliness that much when you are distant. So far. So those little things, when we got married, the first few months was a lot of learning and learning and learning. That's why it would have been an undoing without the help of sweet Jesus Christ.
Sir, your turn.
I'm so good. Nothing.
So perfect.
So perfect.
I told myself that I would not embarrass you in public.
Okay, so both of you agreed that you will not embarrass each other. So you don't want to tell us that he used to press his own toothpaste from the middle?
I don't do that. She was the one that does it.
Oh!
Right from childhood is from under.
So I hear that.
Proper structure. The day I confronted her, she's like, what do you like?
I was surprised to hear that on TV that people complain about toothpaste. I said, okay, sorry,
Yeah, but
sorry,
beyond that, for me personally, the only thing I had as a concern.
Please, hallelujah.
The only thing I had as a concern was she will never see life.
I never
Okay,
feel
you
like-
realize, say, Shimi.
Let me explain what I mean.
Okay.
You know how different upbringings shape you. Like what Pastor C was teaching us the other day. He said, subconsciously, you are being educated.
Yes.
And she was educated that life is always good and easy, which is what it's supposed to be. But I believe in process. I believe that there is a stage. Like sometimes when you overcome some things, you can't go back, right? But while you have not overcome that, I believe that you should walk out to your salvation with fear and trembling, right? So she had this opinion that this is supposed to be like this at this point, at this point. Me, I know that you can plan, but sometimes
Life
your
will
plan
plan
can
you.
exactly your plans can go awry, right? So, but in those periods, I will be at peace, but she will be troubled that I don't care. I'm like, I cannot be troubled if two of us are in
You
chaos
were
like this.
necessarily peaceful. Like, why? There's no peace in this thing. Let's know that. Let's be.
No,
let's
I'm not like
bother
that.
it together.
Like
But
there
you
is
are
fire.
calm. There's fire. On
Why
the
are
mountain.
you smiling?
And
I
you're
have
just
been-
happy.
See,
You're just there.
She knows. If I have a problem, I don't react and start jumping. If I have a problem, the first thing I do is to seek for knowledge. It's either you see me studying my Bible or reading a book. Because I want to know people that have overcome this thing, how did they do it? It's
Okay.
not by jumping up and down and running up and calling everybody and telling everybody that I have problem that will know that I care. It's a lie. I'm not like that.
Calling everybody.
No, I'm not talking about no. You're
Why is
not-
to
you're
call
not-
everybody?
What I mean, you know, sometimes if somebody has problem, everybody around them will know that they have problem.
Yes.
I'm not that kind of person. I don't need to come and tell you that this one is not happening. It's like, no. I believe that while I'm seeking wisdom out of my problem, like while the problem is going on, I don't need to fret. One, I know I have a God that can answer me first. So my first priority is to go to God first. After I have gone to God, I now start seeking other physical means to bring myself out of the problem. But you see that is now, as I'm talking to you now, she has understood peace. Things that normally should trigger her before, she can now chest it and rationally think out and plan a solution. Subconsciously, like I can see the things that I have developed in myself in her.
Reflecting in her.
Yes, so
Yes.
it's
That's, I think
amazing.
that's background too. Like because I noticed his background, his family, everything was different. Where he come from, our birthdays were celebrated. My parents were like, "You buy you cake, you do this, you give." I go married and then every your birthday, Easter, everyone cook food to do, but Easter
call the
morning
whole
was
family.
like. Everything was just like that. Christmas, we want to travel, we want to do things. But Christmas Day, he was on his laptop. What are you doing? Like,
I'm looking for the
everything
money for
is
Christmas.
too quiet in this house. Like, we were all out there. Everything is sweet, nice. But him, I just had to start. I don't know if I'll start reprogramming everything. And then in the house, my house, everything has to be clean. But you come back and you remove your shirt and you just,
That is normal.
hey. So like, wash your plate, keep it. That's my family. That's how we do. But I will come back and then the plate's there. You know, you have
And
to
you
come
have
back.
to
That's
wash
your
it.
see, the thing now, this is now, pause. Don't talk about this place in public. But this is, see, she has said it, her family, you as you do, you wash. As is, as everybody eats, you gather one person. You gather one person, wash the plate. See, occasionally, sometimes she can go out and I come back and I see the dishes messed up and I clean it. But don't,
Hey. Ah.
you see this one? See, I do it, but what I'm telling you is that don't expect me to be doing it
Every day. Because
Yes.
that's not your.
How?
It's not about see, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I can wash plates, I can wash my clothes, I can even wash your clothes. But that one is
I'll
not
wash my
telling me. Yes. See you. I'm not part of those people that say no, that. Don't worry, even if, don't worry.
Let's
Let's
go
let's
and
There's a washing machine doing the job already, so no
Exactly,
need to wash
right?
my
So,
clothes.
what I'm saying is there is a place of understanding.
Yes.
Yeah, so we need to, it's na collabo actually. So that's basically it.
collabo.
So, now to the single ones out here. and those that think they are in a relationship.
Yes.
It's a thought. They didn't know.
Mm.
So what would you say? Do long distance. Don't do long distance.
You're looking for, this is one of the things that she does not like about me. I don't give you yes or no answers. I will always explain, because there's always a gray area.
Okay.
Long distance, what is the duration of the length?
So we should know that this long distance is for social number
Yes.
of years.
Yes. I would not go to Ebonyi and live there. I never had a plan of, after service, I pitch my tent in Ebonyi. Service here, I had the opportunity of going back to Lagos.
Mm-hmm.
My parents are in Lagos. My elder brother is in Lagos. Coming out of service, you need some sort of cushion before you balance.
Yes, true.
No jokes. But I left all that, came back to Port Harcourt. I was squatting with somebody for a year till I got my own place, because I wanted to build from scratch. But I left the comfort of Lagos.
Yes.
Where if I'm working, I'm working. I'm not bothered about food. I'm not bothered about house rent and all that. So, but Pastor C has already entered my head.
Since
I cannot. I came to school in 2012. Left. I never went to Lagos from 2014 to 2022. Yes, when I went to Lagos to go and MC my elder brother's wedding. That was for like 7-8 years. I never went back to Lagos. Why? But
yes.
let's leave it.
Long
I
distance.
would not tell you not to do long distance or to do short distance, but work out a plan for yourself. Have a plan, know how you communicate, and your vision should align. If I'm not cool with it, the person I'm in a relationship with, is she cool with it? If you can't do, don't do. Do not tie your rope.
Because it works for me, so that's why I would say it is possible. There's a possibility, but like you said, let it be guarded, let there be boundaries, and let there be a time frame so that you can have your hope on a particular date or frame.
When to?
Yes.
Please, can we celebrate the ESUIKUPS? If you've been educated, please celebrate them some more. All right, so